afternoon, and here we are for Moose Jaw this week. I'm Lyle Johnson, your host, and we're at the Rubarb offices, rehearsal space down on Main Street, and we're going to talk to Evie Coop about upcoming productions and some of the great successes that this year's season has. First of all, Evie, congratulations on Seussical.
Thank you very much. It was a great run. Not without its own drama, of course. We had, for opening day, we had 2 understudies going on, some that were only given the parts just a few hours before, and they were amazing. So on a whole, the kids are just very talented, and I'm very excited to work with them. But our numbers have over doubled in our first 2 years here, and so now we have over 100 kids in our year-round program. We've got a few brochures here. We've got private lessons, group lessons for the year-round lessons in dance, drama, acting, singing, but our summer theater camp is actually coming up, and that's right in this time frame here, August 2nd through 12th, and the cast of Cinderella are going to be involved in doing the musical theater day camps. So,
speaking of Cinderella, yes. How did you come to choose that play this time?
Honestly, it was the dresses. I mean, we love doing the beautiful princess stories. We love mixing it up. Sometimes we do a classic movie musical like Singing in the Rain, and sometimes we do the ones that are really family oriented. And I think that this Cinderella is this Cinderella is exceptional because it has been rewritten by Douglas Carter Bean, and he has done a whole new book that is very contemporary. The story almost makes me think of Les Mis Revolution meets Cinderella, and there's a revolutionary in there who falls in love with one of the stepsisters, so there's a whole side story. Yes, and there's intrigue. The prince doesn't have any parents in this story, and he's been left under the counsel of, what would you call it, like someone who's in taking his place until he reaches his age, right? So, and that person is actually evil, of course, and he partners up with the stepmother, and they're all in cahoots to get one of the stepdaughters on the throne, and all. So anyway, it's pretty interesting, and what Douglas Carter Bean did was he went back to the original old stories before Disney got their hands on it, and he went back to the original Italian stories and took the bits from that, and then he took all of the Rodgers and Hammerstein songs that were in the original Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella, which is what we're doing. He kept them in there, but then he took some other Rodgers and Hammerstein's pieces out of what they call the trunk collection. And he pulled out some of these other pieces and put them into the show where they fit, so it's fresh and it's funny. Good. Yes, and so dads are gonna love this one, kids are gonna love this one.
The dads will love it because of the dresses, right?
Because of the dresses, of course. But actually, I think everyone's gonna love the dresses because the fairy godmother and Cinderella's dress change on stage before your eyes. Before your eyes, they magically change into gorgeous dresses. You don't even know. It's just amazing.
Oh man, you got to come see it and buy a ticket now, eh?
Yeah. Well, and being that it is a family show, the K+S Family Pack is being offered again this summer. Thank you, K+S. And so that's 4 tickets for the price of 3, and there's a few different configurations you can get depending on how many kids there are, and so those can be purchased through our box office. As well, there's group rates and all of that. So if there's some buses heading this way, or family reunions.
How have you found tourism? Like, have the tour groups chosen to come as part of their tour to come to it?
It's just starting up, and we're starting to, typically tour groups are coming to Moose Jaw Monday through Wednesday. And so we're starting to expand our season now to include the days when they're actually in town.
Okay.
So that's a nice new step for the large tour groups. But individual tourists are and have always been a huge part of Rubarb. 49% of our audience comes from outside of Moose Jaw, and so we're definitely excited to be a continuing part of that welcome wagon and providing something new for people to see in town here.
So let's tell people when it is. We're going along and saying this show is on, and it's got a long schedule.
Yes, well, it's our 3-week schedule, but this year, because every so often July comes a little bit earlier. Anyway.
I'm thinking, Evie, that July comes the same time every year. I'm just saying to you.
The way it all schedules out with the long weekend. Okay. So this year we start on July 27th and we run until August 14th with various matinees and then evening shows as well.
How many total?
16 performances. Yeah. So
that's a big commitment for people to be involved with it. Mm-hmm. No, for the volunteers, amateurs.
For the volunteers, yes. We have more professionals than ever doing the show this year, so we're happy to be committing even more to giving emerging artists and the professionals a chance to work back here at home.
Who are some of the people we're going to see?
I am very excited that you asked. Of course, I assumed you would. Stella Salito Porter will be one of the stepsisters, as will Aubrey Erickson, who you would have seen as Lena Lamont in Singing in the Rain. Mm-hmm. Brett Mitchell will be the prince. He was Frederick in Pirates of Penzance, and he's just come back from getting his master's in voice in the States. Brian Bowley is our evil man. Marianne Woods is the fairy godmother, who also is actually, can I tell you one of the funny lines that she has? Yes. So she's actually called Crazy Marie in the whole story, and then all of a sudden Crazy Marie transforms. I almost said combusts, but she transforms, and she turns into the fairy godmother. And Cinderella says to her, Marie, you're crazy. You can't be wearing a beautiful dress. And the fairy godmother says, darling, you'd be surprised how many crazy women are wearing beautiful dresses. So there's some funny lines in the show. And Cinderella will be played, or Ella, as she's called in the show, will be played by Caitlin Semple. So
we see it in various roles.
Various roles. First time with Rubarb, but various roles across the province. A great Saskatchewan artist.
Yeah, the Semple family is quite a family. I was just reading today in the university magazine I get that both Jack and his dad were given honorary degrees this year, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
At the University of Regina. There's a plug for the alma mater.
Yeah, no, a great family, and so many great Saskatchewan artistic families being represented in this cast, and so we're excited about that.
How big is the cast?
The cast will be about 30. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're right, it is big. Yeah. 30 people, 16 shows. Wow, that's a lot. Are there any songs I'm going to recognize? Because sometimes there are songs that, like, I went to see out at Briarcross. I went to see their Music Man last week, and that was cool. And I'll Never Walk Alone, and you're like, where did that come from? And it comes from a musical.
Yeah. Well, 10 minutes ago, I Met You.
Yes.
Is the major duet in this one.
We're getting a musical treat.
Oh, Oh, sure. 10 minutes ago, I met you. I looked up when you came through the door. And I started too high, so that's as far as I'm going to go. But a number of really great Rodgers and Hammerstein pieces in this production.
Cost for tickets?
It ranges, just depending on what pack you're getting. But our highest ticket price is $30, I believe, and that's for adults. And so seniors are $25, and going back from there.
So it's certainly an affordable thing. The plus this potash package is a good thing to allow people to come and participate. It looks like a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's going to be a really spectacular show.
And we're going to come on in the fall. We're going to talk about the next season coming up. Just want to know: are we having the next sequel in
Wingfield?
Yes.
Yes, Wingfield will be here in the beginning of October. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
I know. You know, I'm the kind of person, if I start reading a series or something, I just kind of want to keep going with it. And people have really enjoyed having Wingfield in town, so I'm excited to have continue the saga, see the rest of the ones that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah. Well, break a leg, have fun. It's wonderful that you're having great success with your summer programs and music camp, and the musical theater for Cinderella is good because it's new and refreshed.
Exactly, and we're one of the few professional theater companies that have been given the rights to this show in Canada yet. So another first for Saskatchewan.
Good deal. Okay, thanks for being here and talking to us, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon on Moose Jaw this week.